this moving here was an opportunity for me to come more out of the closet. And my advice to people is don't go back into the closet. Once you're out there, stay out there. We moved to Arlington in about July of 1994. We came across a house in North Arlington that we really liked. And I found out that the reason why we were told that there was an offer already on the house was because the owner didn't want to sell to an interracial gay couple. We saw one again, North Arlington, and we actually wanted to put a bid on this particular house. So we actually had a meeting with the architect at his office, and he told us what he was going to do. And the type of house. We got some ideas to what he was looking at, very similar to the one that we kind of liked. And then we found out later that he had decided he didn't want to sell it to us because what we found out was he had decided that there were already too many gays in that particular area. But all of that, I think, worked out because we found this house that we are presently in by accident. And it had been on the market for some time. We put in an offer, we accepted, and absolutely love it. We decided to make Arlington our home. And that meant that once we did that we were going to become active in the community. And that is exactly what we did. I became active in doing commission work, serving on a couple of commissions here at Arlington because I wanted to be a part of the community. And I can actually say that being a member of a commission give you the opportunity to do things and access to resources that if you're not a member of any commission, you wouldn't have. Plus, the commissions are all fun.
My confidant, I call him my pit bull, by the way, Mr. Roland Watkins, please, sir.
So I went from EEO to human rights, and now I serve on the Commission on Aging. I am a firm believer that as people age, there should be fairness. They should be allowed, number one, to age in their place, and they should be able to age and have a good life as they're aging. Being gay, I also have the unique opportunity to specifically deal with issues as it affects the senior LGBTQ community. There are people who have been through AIDS. There are people who have done the marches, pretty much that led to the laws that people pretty much enjoy. They have set the path there for you to pretty much go forward. So don't forget your history and remember that they're part of your history, and you should embrace the fact that they're part of the history.
Also, what's going to happen to people like us, if we don't? Young, black, queer, kind of educated?
One of the things that I love about Arlington is the fact that there are people in Arlington who are willing to work together with other people. A prime example of that was when I first came to Arlington and I became a member of the then Arlington Gay and Lesbian Alliance, and actually served as a vice president of that alliance. But what really sort of impressed me was the fact that AGLA had straight people who are members of the organization. AGLA Equality Nova every year gives an award called the Equality Award. They give it to an individual and they give it to an organization that help in the gay community pretty much here in Arlington. The organization that got the award most recently was the Arlington Community Foundation. The first event that as a member of the queer community that I attended, that was an event that was sponsored by the LGBTQ Community Group there of the Arlington Community Foundation, was a panel discussion on mental health in the queer community, which I thought was very good. And it is the first time, and I think pretty much the only time, that there has ever been a panel discussion on mental health in the community. That's why I still stay active, even though I've retired, because I know that once you stop being active, you start losing. I hope the younger generation understands that you have to stay involved, that you cannot walk away, that you may think that you are there, or that we are there, but you have to remember there's always going to be someone who thinks that you shouldn't be there. There's always going to be someone who's going to try to take away what you have. So you always have to be vigilant and make sure that you stay who you are, that you don't change because you think it may be acceptance by your neighbors. If you decide that you want to participate in something, do it.